the new design bangles, coin bangle stretcher. It's a steel one, not the Delrin version, so the two are completely different obviously. Now I've had this old ring here, I did a demo on it the other day. I've stretched it out on the ring stretcher, and then I'm going to turn this into a bangle and test it. There's 5 cones it goes. 32 the mega fold, 35, 40, 45 and 50 mil. So you're going to get a nice size, and let's see how smooth this is. Comes with the 5 push-through spacers, and then there's 5 in-between spacers, which you'll need to get you to that size. So let's get cracking. I changed my mind on the coin design. I've a good friend of mine, Norwegian Freddie, sent me a ring. I don't wear rings really because of the lathe and things like that, but I hope he doesn't mind, but I think that's going to look nice as a bangle anyway, so I'll turn it into a bangle, and I'll probably wear it more as a bangle than a ring. So let's go from there. Right, so get your first cane. I'm going to use the mega stretcher, 32 mil. So you use the smallest spacer first, so you give your reed plenty of support. You go to your next spacer. That's a little bit iffy. May have to look at the sizes on this. So we'll halt it there, and I'll measure up again. That is too unstable to do what I want to do. Now, people with the Delrin ones, they say that they want our anneal in between the job, so they want to so if you just want to release your coin from your cone, just simples. Now recalculated, it would probably need another in between spacer, so instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there'll be 6 spaces at that stage, because it was starting to pull through and it would have damaged. Now you're there. The cone that will go through its spacer. That's it so far. Whew, that was got away with that just about, because it was pulling through and the shape of that was going awful. Right, on to the next cone, but you'll need spacer number 32. This is the 32 for the next stage of it. Then you'll go on to that. I might need another spacer in between. We'll just see how we go here, because this is just testing how many in between spacers you're actually going to require. At the moment it's up to 6, and there was 5 originally, so that's been marked down. On to the next stage. So we're on to the spacers. This the 4 push-through spacers, and then now this 5, maybe 6. I'll recalculate again on that, but they're noted. Right, now on this system, unlike the Delrin system, you can go in any way you like, through the reed if you want to, straighten it up, or just we're going through the reed this way and see what the situation is. Right, now we're on the 32mm, but if I went through the reed there, as you can see, it's a little bit unstable, so change my mind. I'll go in through the cut side. You've got to continuously monitor what's best for the system, because if you start to go through and pull through, you will damage your reed or your cut side or whatever. Now we're starting to see the advantages here. Well, that should be getting I can still get a bit more on that. That is the shape to date. Right, now the push through spacer will be okay, so that one's not missing, and that then goes with your cone. You put that back together and it's ready for your next cuff bangle or your bangle. Alright, you're through. That's the size of your future bangle on the second push. I love that. Put that there because I'll be using this spacer next. It's the next one on the list because you know it's stable. Right, I'll go and anneal that and get cracking. Right, on to the next cone. Now, Freddie, I like the idea of using Freddie's coin ring that he sent to me. Oh, I really hope he doesn't get offended, but this will be nice, so I hope so. Because I don't mean to. He's known for using 8mm punches, so you've got a nice big thick band there, and I'll just tie it up a little bit. As you can see, it's going to be quite nice. Now the shape, I'm not over happy with the shape. And I was working out the spaces. The thing of it is, this started off as a ring. It wasn't large fold and then have a nice big reed side to go on the spacer, so it might not need it, but it's going to go in regardless, because you can never be too careful. The more spacers the better, really, so we'll go from there. Now next cone. Will be your 40. If I don't use any grease, I should be able to clean the inside up very, very nicely with this steel cone system. Let's get that smack in the middle. Oh, that's starting to take a lot better shape now. Get some more on that. You will need to have some kind of hydraulic system. Using this system, the stainless steel and an arbor core, would be very, very hard work, so I wouldn't recommend it. So if you haven't got hydraulic system, I think twice before even thinking about using one. Right, don't need a spacer in between that. That fits all right there. I'm happy with that, and that should push through. Oh, I don't know, it's a little bit. Right, let's have a look. Well, number 1 is done anyway, so we tested that. Number 2, that will be done. So we're on to number 3, aren't we? Cone number 3. Yeah, so you use your in-between spacer on cone number 3. Now that should take you nicely onto that, yeah. Push through spacer for the cone you're using, which is the 40, and that'll be finished. You want that spacer for your next push. Cone number 3 is finished. It's cone number 2 putting its away. Keep that there to use that spacer in a minute. Getting there. Getting there. Right, anneal. Right, on to cone number 4. Now, but you're using the push through spacer from cone number 3 because it's stable and you can get plenty of mileage out of it because there's size to get down to that stage, and then you use the next one, which is the push through one, which just pushes through like that. So there's size to go down to the limit and onto that one. Now this is starting to work like a system. Right, now I don't need to push that to the limit on that spacer, so I'm going to put that aside and put it back with its cone, because you do still have the in-between spaces here. I think that'll be far out, so I will push it a little bit. Always keep checking your read on your spacer. Always make sure it's sitting nicely on it and it's nice and stable. I can get another couple of pushes out of this. And now that'll be enough. The difference between the Darwin and the steel is, like you say, you just want to release that because you want to anneal. So let's say we're going to anneal, you just get your, and away she goes. There'll be no sticking problems whatsoever. I'm going to anneal that. Right, so we're now up to the stage where I need the in-between spacer from the 40 to the 45. So you've got the in-between spacer here, see, and you'll see it'll go up to about here. That's where that'll take you to the point of the push through spacer. Now you can go in through the reed, like I say, it's not dowering, so it won't stick or anything like that. So let's go through the reed here and straighten this puppy up. Yeah, that's not very good indeed. Now that wasn't working very well at all. That would have buckled everything up there if I'd have carried on. Because obviously it was too weak on the cut side to continue to go through the cut side. Right, it'll be to a stage where it can be pushed through. Push through spacer. That's through. Right, that's done. Needs to be annealed. Go out like that. A cone can go over there for the time being because it's going to use its spacer. The in-between spacer is finished with over there. What I have forgot to mention is the size it takes you to. Right, now, if you're using the bangle stretcher, which is ideal, you won't need the extra bigger cone, but I've tidied it up. I've polished I've straightened the edge up on the bangle, and it's starting to look quite nice at that size. But on the size for getting onto your bangle stretcher, we've way past that. I wasn't concentrating. That's how far it takes you on your first cone or your first die of your bangle stretcher. I mean, it's way bigger than the dowering, and they're the same size cones. So it's obviously to do with the absorption of pressure on the dowering compared to the steel. But so far we haven't had any problems here, and this is the first time I've used it, and looking good. And that, once it's polished up and that and cleaned up, I should have done this at the end, but do stage by stage and show you what's going on. That is actually looking quite nice, and it's getting there quite very, very nice indeed. Right, that cone's been done. That's right. So we're going on to the last cone, which is 50mm. I'm impressed with that. I'm absolutely loving that shape and loving that size for a first attempt. And we've all got to remember that this was done from a ring that was already made. It wasn't a blank canvas. It'd be easier with a blank canvas. You won't have none of the problems I was having there, for sure. Nice. Alright, final cone, the 50. Right, but you're using the 45 spacer just to get it. In between spacer. Still quite not stable for my liking, so I'm going to give it one more push on that and take it to get another mil out of it. It does feel like it could do with grease, and I haven't used grease, as you can see on most of this demonstration. It does feel like it could use a little bit of grease just for that, make it a little bit smoother. But that's Looking all right. Right, that spacer goes with that cone. Right, that's that finished. In between spacer, in between spacer away, that's might just be enough. Yeah, that's nice and stable, and that'll push through. Perfect. Now you could tap that round on your bangle mandrel and make a bangle as it is, but we still recommend you have a bangle stretcher of some type to finish it off for sizing and things like that. But on the whole, hasn't gone too bad. Right, tidy that up and I'll post the result. Right, the end process. That's the end result. Now that was hard work. Too hard for my liking because it was already a ring. But on a blank canvas that'll be fine. That turned out alright, that. And I didn't use the ring stretcher on that, but bangle stretcher, but I won't be doing that again. That's hard work, that. You should have a bangle stretcher. Go out, I'm going to tap that round. They say it was a coin ring an hour ago. Not too bad. Right, let's have a look. I can't get it in there. There. Fits. Fine. Whew. Right. Thanks for watching.